Guys, today I'm going to show you something happening for Bitcoin right now, which you need to pay attention to. Also, we are talking about the death cross, which we have had already. So what do I think about this? Is this something you should be concerned about right now? We're talking about Bitcoin on shorter time frames. And also, I'm going to give you an update on what the whales are doing. As you know, I believe that the whales are influencing in the market right now very, very much to a very high degree. And yeah, I'm going to give you the latest when it comes to what the whales are doing here as well. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Cristiano, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell. And let's begin here on the shorter time frames, because on the shorter time frames, you can see that we're still struggling very much with this $43,800 orange line here. On the 4-hourly time frame, we have been rejected multiple times. And if you remember yesterday, I did tell you that we were seeing a little bit of a, bull flag formation like we've been seeing recently, like we pump like this, and then we have a consolidation, and then we take another pump. And I did tell you that the resistance was going to be at $43,800, and we've been trying to break through this multiple times here as well. And just like the previous times, we unfortunately we hit this resistance and we didn't manage to break through it. But on the very short time frames here, on the 4-hourly time frame, you can at least see that we are making somewhat of a upwards trend here. The bodies of the candles at least closing at higher levels here. So still not looking too bad for Bitcoin, but more than anything, just going sideways here, which brings me to the longer time frames. So the first thing I want to talk about is the weekly time frame. As you know, we did close above this very important long-term red line here. And right now we are again struggling with getting above this. So this weekly candle is closing today. So if it closes like this is not looking very bullish for Bitcoin. But at the same time, as you know, we do have massive support here at $40,000. So when I'm saying that it's not looking super bullish for Bitcoin on this chart, we still know that on another chart we have massive support. So this is why you need to pay attention to different time frames. You need to pay attention to these different charts as well. But of course, the first stop here on the longer time frames is for us to break through this downward sloping resistance here. Currently, this is at 44,600. So should you be afraid of the death cross? Because we did have a death cross here, which is when the 50 period moving average on the daily time frame in this case crosses the 200-day moving average. So in this case, when you have the red line crossing from the downside through this yellow line, that's considered a death cross, which we have had here just actually 2 days ago. And so should this be something to be concerned with? Well, what the death cross is really telling us, it's just telling us that the Bitcoin price has been going down recently. So it's not telling us something we already don't know. I mean, you can just look at the chart here. Obviously, Bitcoin has been going down. So we have that death cross. Now, if you look throughout history, Bitcoin has been reacting with a mixed kind of certainty here. So if we go to the death cross previously, go to this one right here, you can see that we had a death cross right here on the 19th of June. So Bitcoin was at about $35,000, and Bitcoin did indeed go down another $5,000-$6,000 here. Okay, so since that death cross, it did go down another $5,000-$6,000, but it also was very close to the bottom, because it's very close. Like after the death cross, we did find a bottom here, a double bottom actually, and then we made another nice run here for Bitcoin from $30,000 up to, of course, $69,000. So let's continue. Let's go back in time to the death cross before that. And by the way, when you see the other way around, when you see the yellow cross, the red one, that's considered a golden cross. And it just tells you that the Bitcoin price has been going up a lot recently. So like this one right here, after the COVID dump, you had a golden cross here. And yeah, Bitcoin had already had amazing gains here once we saw the golden cross. But let's look at this one. So you have the death cross here. This was not a good buying opportunity, good selling opportunity, because since that death cross, we went down just a tiny little bit here. If we zoom in, this is for the 25th of March. So we went from 6,600, went down about $500. But then we went into a very nice pump here for Bitcoin. This death cross right here, the 25th of October in 2019. Yes, at that point, we did actually go down further. We went from $9,000 down to $6,500. Then we had a golden cross right here in February of 2020. Golden cross, which should be a very bullish pattern. But then we had the arguably the biggest dump in Bitcoin history here in a short amount of time. So what am I trying to say? Well, they can be hit and miss basically. And I don't think that you should pay too much attention to the death cross. But if anything, after the death cross, they tend to signal a bottom and that Bitcoin is eventually going to start to go up. But one interesting thing I want to show you as well is here on the monthly time frame. So on the monthly time frame for Bitcoin, you can see that the previous all-time high here in March, after making that all-time high, we had a indecisive candle after that, closing a little bit lower than the previous all-time high again on the monthly candles. And right now you are seeing a kind of similar structure because you also had the same thing when we made the all-time high at $69,000 on the monthly candles. You had this candle after that going down, closing a bit lower than the previous all-time high, just like this one right here, closing here, going lower. And then you had in May here a large correction here in May here, this monthly candle. You had the same thing here in December, a pretty large monthly candle, a red monthly candle. And then you had another candle here forming the bottom in June. That was the bottom, and then we start to go up. So we are inside of this candle right now. You're seeing a similar structure, 3 red candles after making that all-time high. Now, of course, we still have a lot of time left on this particular candle because we are only halfway into the month. But I still thought that it was a interesting thing to see, because if we close like this, it's looking pretty similar to these 3 red candles after making the previous all-time high here. And then we made a new all-time high, 3 red candles. And then maybe we're going to go into a similar kind of pump, which we saw during the last 3 red monthly candles here. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. Just maybe you cannot, act on this too much in your trading, but still I thought it was very interesting as it looks right now, at least. So for the Bitcoin whales, you can see that the Bitcoin exchange whale ratio, which we have been talking a lot about recently, this has been giving us the opportunity to actually try to figure out what's going on in the market. And I do believe that the whales are influencing the market right now a lot. And you can see that the whale activity has been going down here. The whale activity has been going down tremendously recently. And it's very different from when we saw here during January and actually during November as well, when we saw a lot of whale activity. So guys, I am going to keep you updated regarding this. As you know, whenever we see this peak in whale activity, it usually leads into massive volatility. This is something I've been telling you about on my channel previously, and I'm going to continue to do so. So if you like that, make sure to subscribe and like the video. And guys, also if you want to claim a nice bonus over on Femex, you're able to get 3,500 there, 4,530 over on Bybit, and 8,000 over on Ctrade. So make sure to take advantage of these offers if you want to claim those bonuses. All right, guys, that's it for this video already. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.